This is Kelso Surgeon, and welcome to another edition or another day at my College of Advanced Sports Handicapping. The first thing I want to say to each and every one of you is Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Now, this report is for Thursday through Sunday. I won't be back here with my next report until Monday, so we have a lot to cover, and I'll hit all the high points and offer a little advice in betting the bowl games, the NFL, college basketball, and the NBA, which begins on Sunday. You know, it's showdown time in the NBA, I beg your pardon, in the NFL, and it's difficult to believe that 22 of the 32 teams still have some chance to be in the playoffs, and that element will be in play on Saturday and in all the NFL games. College basketball, the numbers remain tighter than a dead heat, but I'm still winning. My Best Bets Club, 23-10 since December the 23rd, and if you're not betting basketball, you should think about getting on board. You get the entire college and NBA season for just $229, charged to your major credit card. The college bowl season is about to get serious, and I've got to be honest and tell you I'm off to a miserable start. Thank heavens there's 30 games to turn it around and make our fortune, and I intend to do just that. The NBA starts on Sunday, and as I alluded to in my last report, it's got to be a rather chaotic thing. These teams are not ready to play. We have no idea what we're going to get, what kind of physical condition they're in. I have done my homework, though, and there are 5 games on Sunday, and I am releasing one of them as a 25-unit play to kick things off. And the big basketball bettors are all at once out in force. They're moving numbers all day long. It used to be they'd take a shot here, a shot there. So you might want to pay attention to line moves, or pay special attention to line moves for the time being. There's a lot of college basketball that's going to be played over the weekend here, and the line moves may mean something. Once again, I always offer the caveat: if you follow the money, it's right and correct about 50% of the time, which means it loses 50% of the time. But pick your spots, but pay attention to where the big money is going. Now let me run down quickly the big games that are coming up through Sunday. Tonight, a 50-unit NFL College Bowl doubleheader, releasing a 30-unit play on the Boise State, Arizona State game, the Las Vegas Bowl. Also releasing a 20-unit play on the Indianapolis Colts Houston game, both on national television. Now on Saturday, you know, I'm 6-0-1 with my last 7 100-unit triple power plays. Got another one going in the NFL on Saturday. Intend to get the job done. The team I'm releasing has a 90% chance to cover the number. That's unusual in the NFL. Also releasing a 100-unit NFL look-ahead game of the year. You know, with just 2 weeks in the season remaining, there's a lot of teams that kind of lose their minds and go into important games, but for whatever the reason, they're not focused. They're looking ahead to what happens next week, figuring that the team they play today is not good enough to beat them anyway, and surprises and things happen. We have just such a team this week that's looking ahead and is going to get its clock clean. I'm releasing this game once again at the 100-unit level. Also going for my 5th consecutive 50-unit NFL game of the week. And then on Sunday, a 25-unit play to kick off the NBA season. There are 5 games. One of them does qualify for 25 units of action. Tend to start off the NBA with flying colors. Also, on that day, a 25-unit NFL side and total parlay on the Bears at the Packers. This game is far more interesting than it might look from the outside, and the number is going to be in play here, and I'm going to be on the right side and total, a 25-unit side and total parlay on Sunday. Now let's run down a few things that are going on in the NFL, especially at the quarterback spot. The Arizona Cardinals, which are on a very decent run right now, have not yet decided whether John Skelton or Kevin Cobb will start at quarterback on Saturday, but a report from the Cardinals camp said that Skelton, who has been causing the most damage to opposing teams over the last 6 weeks, has had the most reps with the first team this week. That would indicate to me that he's going to start. Nothing is for certain. And you know, the quarterback situation in the NFL has just been absolutely bizarre this season. To me, this is the most bizarre thing of all. Starting a quarterback for the Chicago Bears against the Green Bay Packers will be Josh McCown. He was third on the depth chart this week. And keep in mind that right before Thanksgiving, before he was acquired by the Colts, this guy was an assistant high school football coach. We've got a guy who a month ago was an assistant high school football coach who will be starting for the Chicago Bears on Sunday. Regardless of how it turns out, that's just embarrassing, and it kind of gives you a look at the underbelly of the NFL. The Dallas Cowboys, a little short of running backs, and the last legitimate guy they had, Felix Jones, has missed practice. You need to pay attention to what's going on in this game for certain. The Cowboys play the Philadelphia Eagles, and they might have to get back to their fourth and fifth string running backs in this game. Pay attention to the report there. And also, you know, I agree with Michael Strahan, who said that New York Jets coach Rex Ryan is just becoming a fool for all the grandiose statements he makes, and especially this week, and how they're going to crush the New York Jets and whatever. You know, I don't understand this guy. He's a decent coach, but truthfully, he's a fool, and I guess there's no hope because stupidity has no cure. It's a permanent condition. Speaking of stupidity, it's beyond me some of the moves that are made in the college coaching ranks, the college football coaching ranks. How in heaven's name could Kansas give Charlie Weiss a $2.5 million contract? This guy was a bust at Notre Dame. He was a bust as an offensive coordinator at Florida, and he didn't do a very good job at the Kansas City Chiefs either. And he gets $2.5 million. He will continue to bury the Kansas program. I don't know what fool is in charge of that operation, but this was about as bad a move as you could make. But it is not equal to what UCLA has done in hiring Jim Mora. This guy is a absolute 100% loser. And of all the people that UCLA could have hired, why this guy? Do they think that it's an accident that nobody has wanted him since he was the coach of the Atlanta Falcons years ago? The guy is he's a loser, and UCLA is going to pay the price for that. Now let's get to the NFL playoffs. You know, in the National Football Conference, you know, these teams are pretty solidly in, and this is the order in which they're ranked. Now, everything can change. Don't misunderstand me. Especially with the I say solid. The Dallas Cowboys are by no means solid. We know that Green Bay, New Orleans, and San Francisco are absolutely in the NFC playoffs. They're their conference champions. With a win on Saturday, the Packers wrap up a home field advantage throughout the entire playoffs. The Dallas Cowboys are in a very shaky spot. If the New York Giants win out, Dallas may not even make the playoffs. Atlanta is ahead of the Lions for the number 5 seed and looks solidly, pretty solidly to make the playoffs. The Detroit Lions also should make it because of the circumstances, but nothing is for sure. We know Green Bay, New Orleans, and San Francisco are in, but these additional teams still have a chance, as remarkable as it might sound. Seattle has a chance. The Chicago Bears have a chance. The New York Giants have a chance. The Arizona Cardinals have a chance. And the Philadelphia Eagles, who are 6-8, have a chance to get into the playoffs. They can get in by winning their last 2 games, and a Giants loss, combined with a Giants loss to the Jets, and a Cowboys loss at the end of the season. So, you know, it's just up in the air. Now, the American Football Conference, New England, Baltimore, Houston are in. After that, it's anybody's game. The other contenders are Denver, the Pittsburgh Steelers, the New York Jets, Cincinnati, Tennessee, the Oakland Raiders, the San Diego Chargers. Yes, the San Diego Chargers, even though they're 6 and 6-8, and the Kansas City Chiefs are 6-8. It's about as clear as mud as to who's going to be there, and it means there's a lot of incentive-driven football this weekend. You know, there's a lot of people who say to me, how do you beat college basketball? And the answer is simple. The one key to all handicapping is to take a power team against a weak team. That's where it all begins, and that's what happens to me. But you know, it doesn't always work out that way, and it gets very frustrating to basketball bettors. You know, I just use an example in a column this week. You know, if you bet on Davidson laying the 3 against Charlotte and got buried by 23 points, you had to be a little shocked when Davidson came back in the next game and beat the nationally ranked Kansas Jayhawks. That's simply college basketball. The game can change every night. The key to winning is to use power teams against weak teams, and most of all, to understand what you're doing, to know what you're doing, and to have the confidence to continue to do it over and over and over again. There's going to be nights like Davidson upsetting Kansas. I wasn't involved in the game, but I just use it as an example. There's going to be nights like that, and what you need to understand is that if you do the right things over and over again, the bottom line will turn black. It'll turn your way. I want to thank you very much for watching this week. Remember, I'll be back here with my next report on Monday. Every single selection, every single service is available on this website and toll-free at 1-800-755-2255. All major credit cards are accepted. Once again, you can get every game on this website and toll-free at 1-800-755-2255. All major credit cards accepted. And once again, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.